Hey everybody, so I'm just out here by the pool, about to hang out, and I wanted to share this video with you first about time management. So first thing is you have to get your mindset right. If you think that you can't do this business, if you think that you can't, then you won't. If you think that you can, then you will. So make sure that your mindset is right. The biggest excuse that I hear is I don't have time, and we're going to talk about that. So we all have time. Do you know why? Because we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And if leaders of the free world can get a ton done in 24 hours, and the people in the military can get a lot done in 24 hours, and they're really productive, we have to ask ourselves, how are they able to get those things done? So I'm gonna give you some tips, okay? So first is mindset. The next thing is eliminate time wasters. Huge time wasters, you guys. First thing, three things that come to mind are the games we play on our phones, the binging of the Netflix and Hulu and all those things, and of course, scrolling Facebook and social media. Nothing wrong with social media, but we want to make sure that we are not giving our the meat of our attention to scrolling Facebook and be nosy and see what everyone else is doing first before we say, okay, I'm going to use social media as a platform or as a tool to boost my business, to help build relationships, to add content that is of value, because you want to be able to add value to people. That's what gets people, that gets them to want to engage with you. So you want to be able to add value into people's lives, and social media is a great platform to do it. Just don't let it be the first thing you do in the morning or the last thing you do before you go to bed. We need to be able to not use those as distractions, okay? So we want to eliminate those time wasters. So organize. Make sure that you're organized, whether it's with meal planning, meal prepping, making sure that the kids' clothes are washed the night before, making sure that you do those things, those daily things that you know you need to do. Let's make sure that we have organized our time with those things so that we're not scrambling and feeling frazzled the rest of the day. The next thing is to think in minutes. So some people think, well, I just can't devote 2 hours a day to my business. And my advice to you would be, don't assume that you have to devote 2 hours a day to this business. Let's start with 15 minutes. You can set your alarm on your phone. Yay for technology for that. And let's set 15 minutes on your phone, and let's devote those 15 minutes to just working your business. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, of what those things can be. But you want to work your business in 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the afternoon, or 15 minutes in the evening. That's great. Let's do that. Let's start there and see how we can build on that. But 15 minutes a day is a great place to start. The next thing, and like pennies, minutes add up. So I heard that people have paid for entire vacations on just saving their pennies, their change. And so that really adds up. So do minutes. Minutes add up. So use videos and events and calls to help educate. So some people say, I just can't do it because, I have to, plan this whole big event, or I have to plan this whole, training call, and I just can't do it. I don't have the time to do that. Well, we have resources for you, and there's a ton of resources at corporate and this team. You have a great upline that will help you and give you resources. And we have great uplines all the way up that have already done online events, and corporate has great online events and training videos. So don't think that you have to recreate the wheel. We want to work smarter, not necessarily harder. If we think that we have to start from scratch from everything, so many of us are going to give up before we even start. So make sure that you're using your resources. Learn the basics. Again, you don't have to be an expert in everything. So I'm a nurse, been a nurse for a long time. I don't know everything there is to know about every product. You know why? Because I don't have to. Because we have videos that are out there. If people want more detail, we have articles. We have different resources for people. If they want more information than you actually know to give them, you can call on your upline, and you can call on the back office. Corporate is an amazing resource. And then of course, team resources and sideline resources. There's a ton out there. So make sure that we're utilizing that. Most people want to know 3 things about our products. Are they safe? Are they effective? And are they affordable? And I would say yes to all 3 of those. So that's mainly what people want to know. Just know the basics. You can have a basic conversation. Don't feel like you have to turn yourself into a scientist in order to be able to share these products confidently. The next thing is schedule blocks of time. Again, with the timer, you can set your timer to 15 minutes. That is a great way to be able to say, let's do 15 minutes. And after the 15 minutes is up and you have just powered through, and you know that those 15 minutes were productive and your house didn't fall apart and the world didn't fall apart, the world kept going and everything's okay. If you gave 15 minutes to your business, you're going to be able to say next time, you know what, maybe I'll block out 20 minutes of time and see how that goes. So you want to start small and be realistic with those goals. Okay, if you tell yourself, oh, I've got to do 2 hours, a day every day in order to be successful, you're going to get burnt out and you're going to get frustrated and then you're going to quit and then you're never going to be able to succeed. So block out those times. Those little blocks of times can really add up. Okay, so stop procrastinating. So I would refer you back to the schedule. Make sure that you are organized, and stop procrastinating. If you procrastinate because you're afraid to fail, not a good reason to procrastinate. If you're procrastinating because you think people are going to make fun of you, not a good reason to procrastinate. Again, I would then refer you back to mindset. Make sure that your mindset is right. That's going to help you be able to better manage your time. So you're going to just power through and do those things. So block out the distractions when possible. So I added if possible because I know that a lot of us have kids. Now I do go to work, but whenever I am home and the kids need my time, I give them my time. But if they are able to distract themselves doing something else, I don't want them to be a distraction when I'm trying to do something, whether it's a call, whether it's a follow-up, whether it's a training video, whatever it is. You want to remove those distractions if possible. Turn off the notifications on your phone. There's you can go into settings and you can turn off notifications so your phone isn't constantly blowing up with messages and notifications about the last comment that someone made on a post you're following. So turn off those distractions and power through, get that work done. You're gonna feel a whole lot better at the end of the day. So this is something, it says, don't assume tons can't get done in odd places. Okay, so like right now I'm at the pool. So you can work by the pool. You can work in the car line. You can work in the bathroom. It's a smaller amount of time, but you can work anywhere. That's what's so great about this business. You can work anywhere. So don't assume that you can't be in the car line and get something done, because you can. Make a plan, make goals. So if you have wherever you are right now with your rank, make a goal for yourself that your next rank is going to be whatever it is. Your next goal is, I want to reach out to these people. I want to add this many people to my team. I want to do this training for my team. Whatever the goal is, set those goals. And if you don't meet it, you have to be realistic. If you don't meet it, then that's okay. Try again the next time. Try better. See maybe why you didn't hit that goal this month, and then let's work on ways to eliminate those obstacles for next month. Delegate. This is huge. So I have a 9-year-old and a 16-year-old, and they have been doing dishes and their own laundry for a while, making their own beds, things like that, making dinner. So they're not going to do it exactly how you would do it, especially not the first 50 times maybe that they do it. But if you can delegate the laundry, dinner, cleaning, things like that, that's really going to take a lot of stress off of you. Plus, you're helping to make your kids better Americans by teaching them responsibility. And the first 10 times, 20 times Ava made her bed, it wasn't perfect, and I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I didn't say anything because I don't want to discourage her. So you have to be, and this goes for your spouse too. If you say, hey man, not hey man, but hey hubby, can you help me? I really would love your help. It would really help me out if you could, give the kids a bath tonight. If you could tuck them in tonight. It's okay to delegate those things. If you don't have a spouse that's willing, or you don't have a spouse at all, then you can delegate your time in other ways for your kids. They can make their own sandwich. They can fold their own clothes. They can make their own bed. They can vacuum their own room. Again, it's not going to be perfect, at first, but that's how they learn, and that's how you get a little bit more of your sanity back. So learn to delegate. Learn to say no. So things are opening back up. Schools are starting back up. Sports are starting back up. Thank goodness. And so many of us have a lot of things that we're about to be involved in, whereas for several months we weren't involved in anything. Our calendars were completely bare. So whenever you have these opportunities to be able to do more things, that's great, but know your limits. Learn that it's okay to say no. You don't have to be the number one provider of all things at all times to all people. You can learn to say no where you need to, where it's a healthy no. You can learn to say no, and that's okay. Again, plan ahead. This is a good time management, because if you know that you need to listen to a podcast, but you just don't have time to do it, then you can plan ahead and say, I'm going to listen to that podcast while I'm folding laundry, while I'm going to listen to that podcast while I'm cooking dinner, while I'm taking a walk, while I'm driving. You can listen, y'all, technology, there really is no excuses not to train yourself. You have to be able to use those moments that you're doing other things to be able to multitask in these areas. And when I said earlier, be careful of the distractions, I mean like kids and your phone and not looking at a pile of laundry. Close the door to your room and get in there and get it done. Do 20 minutes and get it done. But whenever you're folding laundry, you can't do anything else really but fold laundry. And when you're cooking, you can't do anything else. And when you're driving, you certainly shouldn't be doing anything else but driving. You shouldn't be reading anything. So that's a great time to be able to call a friend or listen to a podcast. You can call a friend, follow up with a customer, follow up with a potential, reach out to a potential, follow up with those relationships, just pure, good, honest relationships. And those eventually can turn into a business opportunity, but you have to be willing to take those opportunities to get on the phone while you're doing laundry and be able to say, just wanted to check in on you. Do it while you're doing laundry. There's no reason why you can't. Or while you're driving. I drive like 30 minutes to work and 30 minutes back. I know some of y'all have a longer commute, but that's a great time to listen to podcasts, do some training, call some people. It's great. Find 2 extra hours a week. So some people think this is so daunting because everybody's always saying, I don't have time. So here's some ways you can find 2 extra hours a week to work your business. Stop binge watching Netflix. That's a big one. The second one is cut back on the scrolling, and then wake up early. So that doesn't mean still go to bed at the same time and wake up early and be miserable because you're so tired. That means go to bed a little early and wake up early. If you're a night owl, then cut the TV off and put your phone down, your scrolling phone, not your working phone, and stay up an extra 30 minutes. If it doesn't bother you, you just stay up 30 minutes later, then that's great. Then get your work done then. If not, then get up 30 minutes early. You can do this several days a week, and this is gonna help you find that extra time that you need to work your business. Okay, the next thing is keep samples. I can't tell you how many times people are asking me to send, that they want a sample, and I don't have one on me. Then I have to take the time to then go and mail them a sample after I get home and all that. So keep samples with you. That's going to be a big time management bonus there. And then the last thing is don't beat yourself up. So we can't always be perfect every day, all day. We just can't, because we're human. And if we are perfect at everything that we do, then we're never going to learn from our mistakes and from our shortfalls, downfalls, shortcomings. We're never going to learn from those things. So I want to encourage you that whenever you don't hit your goals every month, that's okay. Let's reassess what happened. Let's think about how we can move forward and do things better next time. But don't beat yourself up to the point where you don't even want to try again. We want to be realistic with our goals, but you want to stick to your goals. The only way to fail is to quit. So I encourage you not to quit. Thanks.